For the Mets, first half, who has been the best pitcher in your opinion?
I have to go with Dylan G on this one, although he's struggled a little bit in his last two or three starts. I still have to give it to him that the way he started out of the gate, and for a guy who wasn't on the team at the beginning of the season, what he's done has just been tremendous. And even in the games that he's lost, it's been like one bad inning here or there. So I really have been impressed with what he's done this season.
Okay, yeah, and I could see G2, even though he's kind of cooled off here a little bit lately. I definitely like the way Capuano has pitched in the first half. Even last night, he didn't have his best stuff last night, but at the end of the day, he got through it, and he only gave up 2 earned runs. And really, in a sense, neither one of those runs may not have really been his fault if the Mets could turn a couple double plays here and there.
Exactly. Yeah, they didn't help him at all.
Yeah, so Capuano, in my opinion, has pitched really well so far this year. All
I
right,
agree.
moving on. Best position player, and this one might be a little easy, but I want to hear your thoughts.
This one, hands down. I mean, Jose Reyes. How could you say anybody else but him? I mean, what he's done this season is just beyond. Honestly, what he's done is beyond what I ever thought he was even capable of doing. It's just been amazing and a real pleasure to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Best position player, no question. What he's done in this first half, really been amazing. And I guess that kind of leads into the next question, which might be the same answer, which is the team MVP for the first half. You got Reyes for that too?
I got Reyes for that too, just because I mean he has literally carried this team with what he's done offensively and even on defense. He's been tremendous too. I mean, he's just I mean it's like he's at the height of his powers right now. It's amazing to watch what he's done this season. It's been great.
I agree, and I just hope that in a couple of weeks here he can come back healthy and really kind of continue on here. This season, not only because I like Reyes as a player and I want him to do well. As you know, I definitely want him back next year. But I think if he comes back healthy and can pick up where he left off, we could be watching one of the more historic seasons from a stats perspective that we've ever seen. And as a fan, I think we both want to see that. So.
Oh, absolutely. He's definitely on his way to one of the greatest seasons, especially for a position player in Mets history, no question.
Right. Now, two-part question here. Biggest surprise for you, a positive one and a negative one. Who do you got?
For the positive one, the biggest surprise for me is the guy that you mentioned earlier, is Chris Capuano. Honestly, he's here on I think a $1 million contract this year with a bunch of incentives, and I really didn't expect anything out of him. I figured that he and Chris Young came in at kind of the same type of deal.
Right.
I figured that Chris Young would maybe come back and have a great season, and that didn't happen. I was wrong about that, and I kind of thought Capuano was done after the arm problems that he's had, but he's just been what he's done has been really great. It's been impressive.
Yeah, I would say definitely Capuano, what he's done has been really good. For me, I'm going to go with Carlos Beltran. Not from a stats perspective, even though he is playing great. I think he leads the league in doubles right now. But just the fact that he's playing every day, I don't think anyone expected that. And so he's my surprise from a positive standpoint. Okay, so negative surprise.
The negative surprise for me has been Jason Bay again. Coming into the season, I really thought that last year was a bit of an aberration, and then he got hurt with that bad concussion. And I really figured that he was kind of going to do what Carlos Beltran did when he came to the Mets, where he didn't have a very good first season, but he came back with a boom in a second season. And I was really expecting that from Jason Bay. And although he's had a few home runs in the last week or so, it's just been very disappointing this year.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I definitely agree that he has been disappointing. I'm going to go a little bit in a different direction with my surprise from the negative standpoint, and I'm going to go with Josh Thole. I really thought that he would definitely hit better than he's hitting right now. I thought that his average would be close to 300. And even a bigger surprise to me has been his defense so far this year. With all the pass balls that he's had, some other things, maybe he's not calling the best games as well either. So for me, he's actually taken a step backwards, in my opinion, from where he was last year. So for me, he's the surprise on the negative side.
That makes sense, and I agree with that too. And although I will say that it seems like he struggled a lot when he's been catching R.A. Dickey, and that's somewhat understandable. But still, you got to do better than he's done this year.
Yeah, but see, to me, the thing is, I'm even surprised that he struggled when he's catching Dickey, because he's caught Dickey in the minors. He was Dickey's catcher when Dickey, I think, threw a one-hitter in Buffalo. And, he caught Dickey really well last year. So even that, to me, has been somewhat of a surprise this year. But, we'll see. Okay, so the last question I want to ask you for the first half of the season, our manager, Terry Collins, what do you grade him so far in the first half of the season?
I'm going to give Collins a C+.
Okay.
And I give him a C+ because the team, it's. I think sometimes the manager's impact on the team is overrated, and the team has exceeded our expectations that we had by a few games this year, and not by a lot. And they haven't done worse than we thought they were going to do. So I'm going to give him a C+. And, I think that's a huge improvement for Collins over his last job. His last job in Anaheim that he did with the Angels was an F-. He had the team mutiny on him, and he had to quit with 29 games left in the season. So for Collins, I think going from an F- with the Angels to a C+ with the Mets is a huge improvement.
Gotcha. I'm actually going to give Collins a B. And I'm going to give him a B because, like you said, this team is maybe a couple of games better right now than maybe what we thought they were going to be. But they're a couple of games better with less than what we thought they would have right now. No Davis, no Wright. Reyes has been out. I don't know if there's a timetable on Santana. So they've done a little bit better than, with less. And also, too, one thing that's impressed me is that this team hasn't given up on any game. They've fought, 9 innings every single game. And I think that is a little bit of a credit to the manager. So I'm going to give him a B right now.
That's a good grade, too. That's fair.
Yep. So, hey, Dave, thanks again for joining me on our weekly chat. For those of you watching, please leave a comment. Let us know your grades for the Mets for this first half of the season and what awards, who you would give what awards. And also make sure you check out Dave and I Sunday night, 7 p.m. for our weekly chat, live chat on Ustream. I'll leave the link below this video. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.